Hello viewers, I'm your host Chandrakala Chaudhary with another episode of South Asia Focus. We begin the show with Pakistan, which is accused of enforced disappearances and other heinous crimes on Baloch in order to suppress the voice against the construction of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Exiled leaders of the region organized a conference in capital city Germany, Berlin, to seek the attention of the international community. We have a report. Exiled Baloch leaders and activists gathered in Berlin city of Germany to voice their concern against the under-construction multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The event, titled China's One Belt, One Road Initiative, Its Adverse Impact on Balochistan and the Region, was organized by the European branch of Baloch National Movement, a Baloch nationalist political group.
We understand that Pakistan has a single policy and they are single-minded on this issue, that the only solution to Balochistan's conflict or political rights is through the barrel of the gun. So that's the reason from 1948 until now, the only response from Pakistan to our demands was military operations and human rights violations. So we do not consider that Pakistan is going to consider our voice, our demands, but we want to highlight it to bring the international community in to play their international role, because Balochistan is very important regionally, and peace in Balochistan and Balochistan's independence will bring peace in the world and the region.
The Pakistan and China both together, so they started massacre and they have destroyed many houses and they killed many Baloch, whatever the route, which is like they're making a route for the economic corridor, and during that making those route, whatever comes like houses and near those areas, so they're destroying the all things, and you can say it's a genocide.
The event, attended by experts, analysts, journalists, economists and policy makers, also discussed the impact of economic corridor in the region. People in Balochistan, Pakistan's resource-rich province, are opposing CPEC, which runs mostly through the region. Balochistan is in the throes of a popular movement for self-determination that is gathering intensity. Balochis fear that if CPEC gets implemented in Balochistan, there will be a massive inflow of migrants from different areas of Pakistan, which will change the demography of Balochistan and reduce the Baloch people to a permanent minority in their historic homeland.
To China and Pakistan, the message is very clear. People of Balochistan demand to get out of Balochistan. Balochistan is not part of Pakistan, and Pakistan has no right to sign any agreements with China that has anything to do with Balochistan. So we want them out.
Chinese footprints are on the increase in Pakistan, and inroads into Balochistan are becoming increasingly visible. China came up with its One Belt, One Road initiative in 2013, and during the last 4 years it has displayed its willingness to follow through its plans. The initiative involves investment of about $4 trillion or more, as it is in ever-expanding mode, and more countries are joining it in the hope of reaping trade and commercial dividends out of massive infrastructure being built around Asia, Europe and Africa to facilitate flow of goods and services. The project seeks to enable a 21st century Silk Route comprising both overland and maritime access routes through installation of new as well as upgradation of existing transport and communication infrastructure in countries hoping to reap the dividends. The OBOR is now being renamed as Belt and Road Initiative to overcome the limitations of the earlier nomenclature One Belt, One Road, because it is expected to involve many roads and many belts. We are now joined by Hamal Haider, Foreign Secretary of Baloch National Movement, who has been fighting against the Pakistan's atrocities for years. Mr. Hamal, what is the idea behind organizing this conference here in Germany?
China is quite aggressive in its One Belt, One Road policy. It's not taking care of the human rights violation that Pakistan is committing in Balochistan. So which means that China is very aggressive. But the problem is the Western countries, especially the European countries, are reluctant to say anything. The purpose of this conference here is to raise awareness, to engage the good people of the European countries, to raise voices against China's aggressive policy in Balochistan, and overall the region, which is, I mean, the CPEC and the OBOR initiative is actually impacting the regional ecology. So this is high time that we work together, shoulder to shoulder, to stop China to further its military ambitions.
Well, what according to you is going to be the impact of CPEC on Balochistan, as Pakistan claims that it is going to bring economic prosperity in the region?
Pakistan is a rogue state. It always lies. And some 15 years ago, when I started politics, I was young, Pakistan said the same thing. The Pakistani establishment, the Pakistani media has been saying that there are only Baloch people, a handful of people, but still the movement is going on. Thousands of people have been abducted, thousands have been killed so far, but still the movement is there. People are fighting, people are raising their voice against Pakistan's satanic policy in Balochistan. So, I mean, we are representing Balochistan here. There are thousands of our activists active in the European countries and Gulf countries. So back in Balochistan, every single Baloch is with our movement, and Pakistan lies when it says that there is no movement or a handful of people.
What kind of support do you seek from the international community by organizing this conference in Germany?
So it is increasing by every day. I mean, you see the people, the corpses thrown in the wilderness, and you see people are being abducted every day. It's a common practice. So situation is worse, and people are getting a worse treatment by the Pakistani security forces. Even houses are being burned, and the houses of political activists are being burned and razed. So the situation is quite appalling, and Pakistan, I mean, taking advantage of the world silence, Pakistan is killing Baloch people. It's actually butchering Baloch.
Thank you, Mr. Hamal. Moving on to Nepal, where 15th Ministerial meeting of Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation was held in capital city Kathmandu. All 7 members of BIMSTEC were present in the meeting, which focused at the prevailing issues in member countries which need to be addressed. The meeting also talked about the BIMSTEC summit, which is likely to be held later this year.
Foreign ministers of 7 South Asian and Southeast Asian countries, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Bhutan and Nepal met under the aegis of Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. The ministers agreed to expedite the ratification of the BIMSTEC Convention on Cooperation in Combating International Terrorism.
Terrorism continues to be the largest threat to peace, democracy, development and good governance. Nepal firmly and unequivocally condemns terrorism in all its form and manifestation. Terrorism cannot be justified on any ground.
There was a reiteration of a strong commitment to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, and to deepen cooperation to deal with both traditional and non-traditional security threats.
The nations also agreed to explore the possibilities of promoting energy trade in the region, particularly of renewable and clean energy sources. The main motive of the meet was to finalize the date for the 4th BIMSTEC summit, which will be held later this year in Nepal. In another event held in Nepal to celebrate the 70 years of Indian independence, Sushma Swaraj asserted on the significance of democracy and congratulated Nepal for following the route of democracy.
एक लोकतंत्र का बड़ा इतिहास भारत ने जो स्थापित किया, उसके लिए केवल लार्जेस्ट या ओल्डेस्ट डेमोक्रेसी की संज्ञा में हम नहीं आते, बल्कि एक सफल और परिपक्व लोकतंत्र की संज्ञा में भारत आता है। और इसीलिए हमारे आस पड़ोस में जहां कहीं भी लोकतंत्र आता है, सबसे ज्यादा आंतरिक खुशी भारत को होती है। लोकतांत्रिक पद्धति नेपाल में आई है, हम सब उसकी सफलता की कामना करते हैं। नेपाल का विकास हो, हम उसमें भागीदारी करते हैं, हम उसमें सहयोग देना चाहते हैं।
BIMSTEC ministerial meeting comes at a time when India is pushing for a larger role for the regional grouping. Foreign Minister's visit comes just ahead of Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba's trip to India beginning on August 23. On the sidelines of the ministerial meeting, Sushma Swaraj met Nepalese Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba to discuss the course of engagements India and Nepal are going to involve in immediate as well as long-term future. Swaraj also met Bidya Devi Bhandari and opposition leader KP Oli.
While uniqueness of the relations between India and Nepal is unparalleled in many respects, geography, politics, society, culture and economy are the factors that have encouraged both the countries to adopt close bilateral relationship. Moving on, a Pakistani charity that the United States accuses of being a front for anti-India militant group that staged the 2008 Mumbai attacks has entered politics by forming a new party. The new Mili Muslim League Party will follow the ideology of Jamaat-ud Dawa, which the US says is a front for banned militant group Lashkar-e-Taiba and is run by Hafiz Saeed. We have a report.
Saifullah Khalid, a religious scholar and close aide of Hafiz Saeed, declared the launch of Mili Muslim League Party at Islamabad Press Club. Jamaat-ud Dawa had already filed registration papers for a new party with Pakistan's Electoral Commission. JUT officials have always denied the charity is a front for elite and doubt the group's humanitarian work as an example of Islamic charity. In the past, Saeed has often denounced democracy and the electoral process, saying it is not compatible with Islam.
इन हालात को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए मिली मुस्लिम लीग के नाम से एक नई सियासी जमात बनाने का हमने फ़ैसला किया है ताकि पाकिस्तान को हकीकी मानों में एक इस्लामी और फलाही मुल्क बनाया जाए और वतन अज़ीज़ को दरपेश मसाइल का बेहतर अंदाज में हल तलाश किया जाए.
Analysts believe the new party was designed to give militants better cover amid pressure from the international community on Pakistan to crack down on LET and JUT. However, the party president vows to continue the charity work.
दो 2005 का शुमाली इलाका जात का ज़लज़ला हो या मुल्क में आने वाले सैलाब, कोई आसमानी आफत हो या ज़मीनी कोई मुश्किल, हम बिला इम्तियाज़ खिदमत को अपना फ़र्ज समझते हैं. मिली मुस्लिम लीग के प्लेटफार्म से हम इंशाअल्लाह इस काम को मुल्कगीर सतह पर यूनियन काउंसिल के लेवल पर इंशाअल्लाह मुनज़्ज़म करेंगे.
Western countries have for decades accused Pakistan of harboring Islamist militant groups and using them as proxies to project power in the region. Islamabad denies having such a policy. Meanwhile, in India, over 1,000 Muslim clerics and imams call on the United Nations to take action against the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack mastermind and Jamaat-ud Dawa chief Hafiz Saeed for his anti-India activities. They passed a resolution which denounces the JUT along with several other Pakistan terror outfits and has been forwarded to the UN Security Council's Counter-Terrorism Committee with a copy marked to the Prime Minister's office.
जिस तरीके से हाफिज सईद या पाकिस्तान के टेरर आउटफिट दुनिया भर में मुस्लिम नौजवानों को बेवकूफ़ या गुमराह करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं कि ये जो है आपको जन्नत मिलेगी, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ये एकदम झूठ है. और इसीलिए हिंदुस्तान के मुख्तलिफ स्टेट से आए हुए 1000 उलमाओं ने हज़रत मुफ्ती मंदर साहब के फतवे पर हज़रत मौलाना हाशिम कानपुरी साहब की सरपरस्ती में एक रिजोल्यूशन पास किया उस फतवे की रोशनी में कि पाकिस्तान पर UN सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल दबाव बनाए, काउंटर टेररिज्म कमेटी, कि पाकिस्तान अपने तमाम आउटफिट्स को बैन ना करे, ख़त्म करे।
आप खुद भी सही से रहो, दूसरे को भी सही से रहने दो। ये सबसे बड़ा अलमिया ये है कि आप हमारे पड़ोस में हैं, आप खुद भी परेशान हो रहे हैं, तबाह हो रहे हैं, अब हमें भी परेशान और तबाह करने की नापाक कोशिशें कर रहे हैं। उन्हें मालूम होना चाहिए हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमान तमाम चीज़ों को बर्दाश्त कर सकता है, मगर ऐसी किसी भी हरकत को बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकता है कि जो हमारे मुल्क के लिए, हमारे धर्म के लिए नुकसानदेह।
According to this, Indian clerics Hafiz Saeed and the terror outfit he heads are not just threat to India but global peace, and he is the real enemy of Islam and humanity, and Pakistan is the sole country responsible for growth of such terrorists.
Pakistan has always faced criticism for sheltering and harboring the terrorist. To speak more on this, we are joined by Kamar Agha, a senior journalist and security analyst. Mr. Agha, 2611 mastermind and JOD chief has now come up with a political party named Mili Muslim League. What is your take on this?
It's a new organization which is coming up in Pakistan. It's going to be emerge a very powerful. There is two reasons, because it has the backing of the Pakistan military establishment. Secondly, Hafiz Saeed has lots of funds and other resources which will be utilized. Third thing, next election, as usual, will not be very free and fair in Pakistan. Idea is to form a coalition government. Next government would be of coalition government, which would have Pakistan, other smaller political groups and parties, including the party of Imran Khan. So all these coming together, these are all organizations like Jamaat-ud and other extremist Islamic organization would be part of the next government. That's the plan government is. The idea now, the traditional Pakistan political parties like Nawaz Sharif's political party, PMLN or PPP or ANP, I don't think they have any future. Pakistan establishment will see to it, that they do not come up, at least in the center. May operate at the state level. So these are the plans which it looks the government is going to implement.
Well, Pakistan presents itself as victim of terrorism on one side, and on the other hand it has blatantly been providing patronage to terrorists. Do you believe that it is appropriate time for world to corner Pakistan?
I think US, especially the United States, which maintains closer ties with Pakistan, should understand this. It's not only the Pakistan is promoting militancy in India, but they are also involved in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and many other Central Asian countries as well. And all the countries have accused Pakistan of promoting militancy in their respective countries. So therefore it is and not only that, these are the militant groups which are based in Pakistan are also responsible for the death of several American soldiers, and they have also attacked American interest in Afghanistan besides the Afghan military or Afghan forces or the Afghan interest in Kabul and other cities. I think time has come, that America or Western European nation should take firm action against Pakistan,
Thank you, Mr. Agha. Now let's talk about Afghanistan, where a series of suicide bombings in recent weeks have claimed hundreds of innocent lives. Authorities have been working on strict preventive measures in order to tighten the security in central Kabul, where a large number of foreign embassies and government offices are located.
The heart of Afghan capital of Kabul resembles a garrison, with armed security personnel deployed at numerous checkpoints and blast walls, following a string of deadly attacks over the last few weeks that left the city badly shaken. 27 permanent checkpoints are being brought in to expand the city's green zone, an area that authorities say faces the biggest threat. The stops will be backed by mobile explosive scanners, sniffer dogs and security cameras, and only around 40 roads will remain open.
درسه طرح امنیتی شهر کابل و همچنان درسه اصلاحات در پلیس کابل یک سلسله موضوعاتی را به شکل اقدامات عملی روی کار گرفتیم که اولویت دادیم ساعات دیپلماتیک که در مرحله اول باید ساعات دیپلماتیک یک امنیت بهتر و خوبتر و مطمئنتر برای گرفته شود و به می ترتیب این انکشاف پیدا کنه در شهر کابل و بالاخره دروازه و بالاخره تا ولسوالی را.
Taliban is resurging throughout Afghanistan as Afghan forces took charge of the security in the country and American forces stepped behind into an advisory role. Civilians of the city who stand vulnerable to a terror attack at any point of time in a calendar year seek only peace in the country.
امنیتی مشکلات دي او دا چې دغه کوم تضمین دی پروګرام نیولې دا پروګرام ده او باید په هر ساحه کې تلاشي وشي.
Domestic militant outfit Taliban and transnational ISIs have rapidly grown in the region ever since the NATO-led coalition ended its combat mission in Afghanistan in 2014. 2 months ago, in the deadliest attack since the departure of NATO forces, 150 people lost lives when a truck bomb exploded at an intersection in Kabul. According to United Nations figures, Kabul is the most dangerous city for the common people, with 209 killed and 777 more injured in the first 6 months of the year in different suicide and complex attacks.
The security situation in the war-torn country is really grim, with terrorists intensifying their operations every day. And on the other side, United States is finding it hard to formulate a clear strategy for Afghanistan. Moving on to island nation Sri Lanka, where the annual procession of paying homage to sacred tooth relic of Lord Buddha, otherwise known as Esala Perahera, was celebrated with great fanfare in the second largest city of Sri Lanka, Kandy. We have brought the story and visuals for you. The annual event of Esala Perahera, which is famous for its splendor and radiance, witnessed equal zeal amongst the spectators and participants on the culmination night of the 10-day-long Tooth Relic Festival. The opulent event, which is conducted annually at this time of year, involved lavish performances of dancers, drummers, fire acrobats, musicians, and colorfully decorated elephants. The procession consisted of many traditional local dances such as fire dances, whip dances, Kandyan dances, and various other cultural dances, in addition to the elephants that are adorned with lavish garments. The modern Perahera dates back to the reign of Kandyan king Kirti Sri Rajasinghe. During these times, the tooth relic was considered a private property of the king, and the public never got a chance to worship it. However, King Rajasinghe decreed that the relic be taken in procession for the masses to see and pay respect. And now it is said the annual event is carried out for multiple reasons. Firstly, to enable the public to venerate the sacred tooth relic, as in earlier times only royals were allowed to pay homage. Secondly, it is to bring rain in order to sustain the crops. Despite the time lapses, there are perennial rites and rituals that remain largely unchanged, making it one of the most complex spiritual ceremonies in the world. This includes the intricate preparatory process that stretches for months before the 10-day pageant takes to the road. It has been stated that the Kandy Perahera is the world's oldest recorded spiritual pageant, entailing unreserved and overwhelming devotion. Incidentally, the tooth relic is the only sacred relic to be housed in the royal palace instead of a temple, as is usually done. The royal palace glitters with multiple lights during the course of 10-day festival. Well, viewers, culture of Sri Lanka is a blend of modern elements with traditional aspects and is widely known for its religious diversity. With that, we have come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.